onto when she said he was trying to send a message to the American public. Now, her full little quote there was, he's trying to send a message to the American public, blah, 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 blah. It's important to wear masks. And so the whole point of signing the order is we're trying to encourage people to wear masks. He's trying to send a message to the American public. When you hear that phrase, it's not about whatever. It's about sending a message. That has a much different connotation, I think, than what they wanted it to mean. Do you kind of get that vibe?
Yeah, it's kind of like, I'm going to make you an offer you can't refuse. It's
yes.
It's a little, yeah.
It's a little mafia-y.
Yeah.
It's a little authoritarian-y. I know. Again, you're super surprised.
Yeah.
So masks and partisanship, Psaki excuse-making was cringeworthy. They actually have cringeworthy as a word in this article on Fee. I didn't know that was something you put in academic, whatever.
Yeah.
Particularly the last sentence, which I suspect she wishes she could take back. But in her defense, there was no good way to answer the question. Psaki may have been correct that Biden was, quote, celebrating, but the order he signed makes no exception for celebrations. She may also be correct that we have bigger issues to worry about than masks. In fact, I believe that she's right. But that's the beautiful thing about it, is that if we were, say you and I were at the Lincoln Memorial that day, because you know us, we hang.
Of course, we love Lincoln.
That's where you're going to find me and Sherry, is at the Lincoln Memorial. But if we were at the Lincoln Memorial that day, hours after them having signed the mandate to require masks on federal property, which, by the way, to be perfectly clear, and from last week, not even Biden himself thinks he can get away with a mask mandate like nationwide for everyone. So it's for enforcing masks on federal property. But obviously the Lincoln Memorial is. If we had been there and we had not been wearing masks, security would have without a doubt come up to us and said, you have to put on masks or you have to leave. Right. And if we had resisted in any meaningful sense, we would have been assaulted.
Yes.
We'd be attacked. We'd be put on the ground. We would be muzzled against our will if we didn't die from the altercation. And we would be drug out of there and sent to jail because we would be in violation of their little mask mandate. But the point being is that if they came up to us and said, you need to put on a mask or you have to leave, what would the officer say if you said, well, but officer, we're celebrating?
Right. He would have said, gun in your face. That's what he would have said.
But officer, don't you think we have bigger things to worry about? Now, I mean, that's what's funny about that is that you can in your mind's eye you can imagine someone like being pulled over for speeding, and if you say to the officer, tongue in cheek, "Don't you have something better to do, like catch murderers?"
Right.
That's a guarantee that you just got the maximum ticket. Right, like you guarantee that there's no way you're getting off of the warning.
Next thing you're hearing is, "Sir, step out of the car."
why don't you step out? Why don't you have a seat right there? Officer down.
Right.
But it just goes to show it's not just that it's rules for thee and not for me. We already knew that. It's not even just that. It's that they really don't feel the need to lie well, which is something we've said before. And they really don't, like, them even bothering to give an excuse at all is just a token attempt. They don't really feel like they owe you an explanation.
Right.
There was nothing about her demeanor that came off to me to say, oh yeah, you know what? I owe the American people an explanation. She doesn't care. She doesn't care what you think. Biden can do whatever he wants, and she doesn't care what you think.
Right.
But the fact that she would bother to give those excuses, knowing full well we've seen the videos, we've seen the tapes, we've seen the businesses and the restaurants and the gyms racking up the fines and having people drug out of the lobbies and thrown into police cars. We've seen all those things. And you know that there's not a single one of those people would have fared better if they said, "Sir, it's my birthday."
Right.
That would have not saved you. But and by the way, just to be clear, it's not that saved Biden. It's that the rules don't apply to him. That's what it is. It's not that he said the magic words. It's that he's a part of the magic class.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.